Looks like I'm living rent-free in your heads again, huh? I mean, if you're gonna spend your days obsessing over me, you might as well start calling me something respectable. Maybe Daddy Shizzy, or better yet, Papa Nut. Who's the grown-up here? Alright, it's me. Let's go. Call me Daddy, yeah, that's who I am. Running your mind's like a master plan. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, take your pick. I'm overleaning your thoughts while you still act sick. Call me Daddy, it's what you mean. While you chase the crust and I take the lead. Living rent-free, that's my name. Go ahead, say it, put some respect on your name. Man, I'm too old, well here's a surprise. I'm the one with the brains while you're stuck with the lies. You act like you're experts, but here's the reality. I'm the one controlling your mental reality. So while you're out there trying to throw shade, I'm sipping coffee and you're feeling betrayed. You're mad, I got the spotlight, now it's my time. So why not call me Daddy or Papa with a rhyme? I'm the landlord and you're just the tenants, stuck in your headspace with no insight, no repentance. Call me Daddy, you know it's true. You'd be lost without me, stuck in the glue. Call me Daddy, I'm opening your mind while you're scrambling, trying to find what's behind. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, don't you see? You're living in my world now, I'm the VIP. Call me Daddy, just let it be. While you're trying to figure out your own identity. Oh, I see you're confused, trying to get it right. Spinning your wheels while I'm out of sight. You think you got it figured, but you got it all wrong. I've been running your minds all along. But sure, keep pretending you don't care. Keep saying you're done, but I'm still in the air. You got no choice but to bow to my name. Daddy Shizzy is here to own the game. You say you don't watch, but you're obsessed. Every word I say puts you to the test. Call me Daddy, Papa Nut, you know you should. Because I've been living rent-free, and you know it feels good. Shizzy Daddy, all in your headspace, and there's no escape. Good luck with that.
Yes, I am back. And guess what? I've got a new outro song I'm going to play for you guys, and then I'm going to introduce you all to somebody that's awesome. So check out this new song, and I'm going to bring someone in shortly. Check it out.
You thought I was done, bless your heart, but I'm still living rent-free, it's a work of art. Call me Daddy, call me Nut, call me the GOAT. You're paddling upstream while I'm running this boat. You say, I don't care, yet you're glued to the screen. Caught up in my glow while you stay unseen. Your shade's like a breeze, it's barely a draft. Meanwhile, I'm the Picasso of roasting your ass. You say you're over me, oh how cute, but here I am, still the star of your loop. You're my biggest fans, don't even deny. So grab some popcorn when Daddy goes live. Live. Call me Daddy, yeah, shout it loud. King of your thoughts, I'm making you proud. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, headline act. Your background noise, and that's just a fact. Let's face the score. You hate that you love me, but you keep wanting more. You're like a dog chasing cars, you don't know why. But here you are, barking while I touch the sky. Your comments are gold, such comedy gold. Who hurt you? Oh wait, it's me, I'm told. You're keeping tabs like an unpaid intern while I'm cashing checks. When will you learn? Your timeline's a shrine to every move I make. I'd say thanks, but you're a nasty skank. Oh, Shizzy's washed up. Yeah, sure, Jan, yet here I am, the centerpiece of your plan. You hate watch my stream like it's Oscar night, but guess what, kiddos? I'm still shining bright. Call me Daddy, send in your bread. I'm still rent-free in your effing head. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy on your brain. I'm your mental landlord, you can't complain. Let's keep it real. You hate that I'm winning, but you love how it feels. Oh, I'm sorry, did I break your streak? You tried to ignore me for like half a week, but daddy's too spicy, you can't look away. I'm the train wreck you need every single day. So while you're out there with your plastic clout, I'm here sipping coffee watching you freak out. You're irrelevant, wow, what a take. Now go rewatch my vids while I count how much I make. I count how much I make. Call me daddy, yeah, own it now. I'm reading your brain and you don't know how. Pop a nut, shizzy daddy, let's set the bar. I'm the constellation, you're a burned out star. Embrace your role, cause I'm the main character. You're just an old ragged ass, burned out troll. So that's your bedtime story, kids tucked in sweet and snug. Shizzy daddy's forever, you lose and you're stuck in the mud. Now say goodnight to Papa Nut, your mental pain. Oh wait, you will see me tomorrow's. Agenda will see me tomorrow, same obsession, same effing thing.
My God, I knew you guys would love it, but you're gonna love this even more.
I love a buttered biscuit.
It is the pinup doll. There's
Woo!
you're diva.
I love a buttered biscuit.
Morning, Teresa. Good morning.
Good
Missed you
morning.
too. Oh my gosh. Yes, it has been a very crazy week. All that has happened in the past week. I've just been like, what holidays? I mean, this has been like Christmas gift after Christmas gift. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you how crazy it's been.
Gift that keeps giving the whole year.
I have a feeling 2025 is going to be glorious. I mean, I just see it happening.
Hopefully it will. I'm still in this like fog of wasn't Christmas 2 weeks ago? You know, I just feel so disoriented right now.
I feel completely disoriented. And
Yeah.
so the reason I brought Diva in here is because she is the only female voice that could ever fit this perfect spot. I mean, there's plenty of female voices out there, but none like Dictionary Diva.
Well,
just suck up, aren't I?
you are. You know, I can do all kinds of like characters, but there's only one character, so who knows? Who knows?
Yeah. And she's going to be pretty easy, but I do have Shard's deposition. And there was also a filing that came in. And we're gonna go over that a little bit later on. I'll give you a taste of it because this was the main reason for putting this stream together in the first place, was to get that. Oh, thank you, Teresa Finn. Another $5 super
Nice,
chat. Diva, I miss you. Oh my gosh. Yes. I can't get the thanks, Shizzy. I can't get the whiny inflection. Oh God. I had so much fun with Tug and Megan reading part of the rest of Bruce's deposition on Jeremy.
Oh,
And he still has more. I mean,
no way. There's more?
well, he hasn't finished yet. He's
Whew.
like Doug and Megan, they're I think on like page 151 or something like that. I mean, but they just it's so glorious. I mean, those guys are just wonderful. Yeah, and I've got Bruce's voice down. He's why do you get past me? It's so special. I just can't help it. I get my butt hurt. Joke.
God.
Oh, and that was with some earbuds too. I mean, I didn't have a microphone with me.
Really? You were
Yeah,
just
those were just earbuds. That's probably why it sounded so horrible. Welcome, new member. We
very
got Rick
fun.
Friend that came in. He's our newest member.
Cool.
So this is the filing that came in yesterday, which was an opposition to amend motion for leave to file amended complaint. And basically, it's saying that the court should deny plaintiff's amended motion for leave to file amended complaint on the grounds of both undue delay that would result if the amendment is allowed and undue prejudice to the defendants. Additionally, the amendment would be so futile, and so the motion should be denied for this reason as well. And I will tell you that everything was done properly. Welcome, newest member, Hambone. Hambone. I love that, Hambone. That's awesome. Hambone. It just makes me think of that cartoon with the Tom and Jerry, the old mouse. He would come out with his banjo, and he would say, he'd be singing some bluegrass, and also go Hambone.
That memory is not stored in my files, Shizzy.
Oh God! Let's see if I could. I got to find it now because it's going to drive me nuts.
Find it, yeah.
Oh, song. Hambone. It's probably going to get me in trouble.
It might.
See if I could find it. Yep, Tom and Jerry. Crambone. That was the name.
Crambone. Okay, still no memory file detected.
Here we go. It's probably going to get me in trouble, but you know what? It's completely worth it.
I've got to see.
Yeah, let me close this real quick. I'll move it over here so it's easier for me to find. Present share screen, stop screen, present share screen, because this is one of my favorites whenever I was a kid. And here we go. This is it.
Gotta rehearse my song. Whoa, what the it's kind of pretty before it gets started, ain't it? Oh, Froggy when he courting, he did ride Crambo. Froggy when he courting, he did ride Crambo.
I love it.
I was just like, yes. Oh, yes. I could not help. As soon as I saw Hambone, I was like, that's
Crambone.
Crambone. See, this is why I should do more Saturday mornings.
It is.
So this
like
here
cartoons.
It is a cartoon.
Could-
Saturday morning
yes.
cartoons were the best. I mean,
They were the best. They were.
I missed those.
Yeah.
So if you want to read the court reporters, it's pretty easy.
Oh,
Reporters very nice. And then I will do Shock It and Matt Skins, Deuce Four Skins or Deuce Double Skins or whatever the hell his name is. Bubbles.
All right, we'll do it. We'll do it. Okay. Good morning. The time is 9:04 a.m. and we are on the record. We are here today, December 6th, 2024, by remote appearance for the purpose of recording the Zoom deposition of Shara Wolf in the matter of Jeremy Brian Hales versus Lynette Michelle, Lacey, Alexis, Preston, and John Cook. Case number 124-CV00045-AW-ZCB in the United States District Court for the Northern District of Florida, Gainesville Division. Will counsel please state their appearance for their record?
Sure now, Randy Shockett Law Group, Trenton, Florida, on behalf of Jeremy Hales, the plaintiff.
Mr. Matzkin, attorney Bruce Matzkin, for the...
Her name is
Shara, sorry.
Attorney Bruce Matzkin for the defendants Preston and Cook.
Oh, thank you. Shara Wolf. Is it Shara? Shara. Shara
Sure.
Wolf. I like that. That's a nice name. Oh, all right.
Okay.
All right. Miss Shara Wolf, please raise your right hand. Do you, Shara Wolf, swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
Uh,
Thank you. Counsel, you may begin.
Good morning, Miss Wolf.
Good morning.
What do you prefer I call you?
Shara Michelle, or Wolf. I mean, it's all my name. Doesn't matter. It's up to you.
Well, for the purposes of this deposition, we're in federal court. In case this has to be repeated, so I'm going to call you Miss Wolf. But I appreciate you.
Sure.
I can call you Shara.
Oh, sure.
So, all right, Miss Wolf, can you tell us, you know the parties in this litigation? Do you know all the parties?
Can you name the parties of the first party? Oh, can you name the parties that I should know? Because
So, do you know Jeremy Hales?
I've never met Jeremy Hales, but I know of him.
Okay, how about Miss Preston? I'm not going to mention all of her many names.
I've had more interaction with Miss Preston. Of course, I haven't. I only had one interaction with Jeremy, so
Okay, so when did you first meet Miss Psycho Preston?
I would say around, well, she knew somebody that I know, Jamie Starr. And
Okay.
that is her legal name. Starr is her legal name.
Got you.
Jamie Starr Johnson. And
Jamie Starr Johnson. Wait, and sorry, Jamie Starr Johnson is a witness in this case.
well, she's how I actually met this Michelle. I never met her in person. She came into my messenger when I don't know how to explain this. Okay. I covered a story that Jamie was involved in, and Miss Preston saw Jamie's story and pursued Jamie as for a friend. And she started writing to me in between there about Jamie, asking me little questions about Jamie, and that was about it.
Okay, when you say she pursued Jamie as a friend, you mean Michelle Preston or Miss Preston pursued Jamie as a friend?
Yes, because Jamie had a moment of fame online, and that's how she knew about Jamie.
And when was that approximately?
Oh, boy. Well, it was a standoff that happened in 2018 that I covered, and it would have been 2018 or 2019. I'm not sure when Michelle came into the picture, Preston, but that's when the standoff happened. Jamie had her fame, and sometime after that, I got a couple of messages about it. She was worried about Jamie and things like that.
Miss Preston, she initiated that contact with you, reached out and touched you?
God, this just lends itself to so many inappropriate. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yes. I never initiated contact with her.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you think that was around 2019?
Somewhere around there. I don't know the exact time on that. I just know the standoff was 2018 and Jamie's fame grew into 2019 and
So
So-
large.
somewhere around there. I can't give you a date exactly. If I could look back, I could, but I could probably figure it out, but it would take some time.
No, it's okay. I think I know. I think it's going to be you met all of the people in this case. You probably met Miss Preston first. I think I will find out.
You mean currently? Not Jamie. Nothing to do with Jamie. You mean like currently?
The parties. Yes, the parties.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Okay. When Miss Preston first contacted you, was she living in Northport, Florida or Otter Creek, Florida?
I never knew where she lived. I didn't have much of an interaction with her on a personal level.
Probably a good thing. Did at that time. Right.
Oh, you mean in the beginning of this case?
No.
I'm a little confused.
It's okay. The drugs will kick in and clear up. Oh, okay. Do you know? Do you know where Michelle Preston or Miss Preston lives right now? The defendant.
Yes. Yes.
Say it one more time.
Yes.
What city does she? What city does she live in? What city is she in?
Otter Creek.
Otter Creek, Florida. No verbal response. You nodded.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you know when she moved to Otter Creek, Florida?
I do now. At the time, I didn't.
Okay.
But 2021.
All right. So obviously, if she contacted you in 2019, she had not yet moved to Otter Creek, Florida.
Oh, correct. Yes, correct.
Okay. All right. Well, what about Mr. Cook, the defendant in this case? Do you know that psycho?
I know of him now because of this case.
Right. So when I ask you if, do you know somebody I'm talking about today, it's not, it's like if I say, do you know someone? And you say, yes, I know
How
them.
are we knowing
It
these people? What, like biblically knowing people? What kind of knowing is going on? I don't know. I'm so
confused.
I'll just keep reading the script. I won't think. I will not think.
Do you know someone? Yes, I know them. It doesn't matter when you first met them. So you, as you sit here today, you had interactions with Mr. Crook, the defendant in this case.
Oh, yes.
When was your first contact with Mr. Cook ever?
Well, it was I guess during conversations when she and I would talk on the phone and he kind of popped in the background a bit.
That's creepy. Like a jack in a box. You just popped it right out. Just here, check this thing out. Now, when you say she and I talked on the phone, you mean Miss Preston and you talked
Oh, that's right.
on the phone? It's confusing because I gotta make sure it could be Jamie. You following me? So I gotta make sure. Okay. You're nodding. That's a little rule. If you want to nod, I get it. But you need to say yes. Just say yes.
Yes.
All right. Okay. All right. Some other potential defendants and co-conspirators, joint tortfeasors. Tortfeasors? Tortfeasors?
Court
I don't know.
feasers.
Tortfeasors? It's not like scissoring. It's a little different. Whatever you want to call them would be this woman named Lisa Weeks. Do you know her?
I've never had communication with her other than one. One time, I did go on her video to correct her twice, actually, because she said two things that were not correct. And that was my only interaction I ever had with her. And
Did you have an interaction? Did Miss Weeks respond back to you?
she did, but she was extremely abrasive.
She sounded like she was choking out.
We'll get to that. Yes, we'll get to that. Yeah.
I just corrected her. The one thing I corrected her on, they claimed that Diana West was open carrying on Preston's property, and that was not correct. She never did. I saw the video, so I had to jump in on that. It was incorrect.
Okay, right. So that's very good. So, by the way, tell us your background now that we know more. One more. I want to ask you one more person in this case. Then get about your background, your education, and things like that. And you're a journalist, a photojournalist. Is that right?
Independent, yes.
Independent. So you do written journalism also?
I do. Very rarely do I do written, but when it's necessary, I have.
Okay. All right. He says that a lot. Great. So do you also know, before when we signed on here today, you heard the name Bruce Foreskin signed on. He's a counsel, right? Now for the defendants as we sit here today, he's still counsel. So do you
Is he here?
know him?
Is he actually here?
Well, yeah, he's actually, let me just tell you what's going to happen. It's scary. I'm going to spell it out for you in big bold letters. I'm going to be asking you a series of questions under oath, and then
Okay.
when I'm done, Mr. Matzkin has the right to ask questions as well.
Sure.
Okay. So you said his name, Deuce Foreskin. When he identified himself, is that the first time you ever spoke or heard his
Rattly ass voice.
ever before?
I've heard his voice before.
So when was the first time you met Mr. Foreskin?
He slid into my messenger. I'm trying to remember if it was March or April of this year. Around April, he came into my messenger and started to pursue me.
Ooh, he came multiple times.
Oh my God.
Okay, when he say he came into your messenger, he sent you messages, correct?
Yes, he contacted me first.
And do you have all the messages he's written and sent to you?
Yes.
Okay, great. Now, did you produce some documents today, right?
Yes.
All right. We're going to go over them and over them. Okay? So now we know your relationship. So he when he first contacted you, Mr. Matzkin, did he identify himself in any way?
Oh my gosh. Can you imagine if there were any pictures? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll turn off my brain. I'm gonna try so hard. I'm like, yeah, he has an identifying mole on. Oh my gosh. This is so hard to stay composed.
Oh, you're not supposed to. We're having fun.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Worst part
Yes.
is Ballstorm's gonna hear you and
Yeah.
he's gonna end up leaving.
He's gonna be like, oh my gosh. Yes.
Ah,
He identified himself as an attorney.
wait, we're up here. Yes, he contacted me first, I think.
Yeah, like did he identify himself in any way? And then yes, he identified himself as an attorney.
Okay. I don't know where I'm at. Oh, okay.
I got you distracted. I'm so sorry.
Yes, you
Shizzy.
did.
Let me-
I'm just so
Let's get back on
excited.
board.
Did he say he represented anyone when he contacted you
No.
initially?
No.
No. So he wrote to you in March or April 2024 in your Facebook Messenger, correct?
Yeah.
And he did not identify himself as an attorney for Miss Preston at that time?
No.
When was the first time Mr. Foreskin honestly opened up with you and said to you that,
I'm his represent Michelle Preston or Miss Preston in this case.
Well, it was quite a while. I don't remember him actually saying that exactly.
when did you first, are you saying that you first learned this morning he was an attorney in this lawsuit?
Well, I found out at some point that he did file and he became an attorney on record. Yes, I found that out. I don't remember the exact date.
Okay. I don't mean the attorney of record. Maybe that was just a really bad question. Like I've been a bad boy. When Mr. Foreskin reached out to you initially in March or April of this year, did he not identify himself as being an attorney in any case for any purpose for Miss Preston? Correct?
Yes, correct.
At what point do you remember did you learn he was representing himself as Miss Preston's attorney?
Oh, I don't recall the point of when. I'm sorry.
Okay, let me ask you, Miss Wolf. So were you surprised when I slipped my hand gently when he first told you that?
I'm gonna need more coffee. Oh my gosh.
Well, you
a little
mean-
something
you mean
extra in my
not a-
coffee.
You're not awake yet?
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
When he first told you that, when you first learned of it, were you surprised how small it was?
You mean that he contacted me or that he said
No, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that when you first learned that this man has been contacting me as attorney and I'm a journalist, hot, smoking hot, did not identify himself that he was representing Miss Preston.
I thought
So when you first,
it was odd.
you thought it was odd. I understand it is odd, but it's okay. The bubbles will clear up. We are going to get into all of that. I mean, I want to know your feelings. When you first, he first said,
You know, we've been interacting. I should tell you that I'm Miss Preston's attorney.
He didn't say that. He didn't say that.
what did he say? Oh, and the inaudible is more like,
Oh my God.
what did he say?
He was pursuing a YouTube adventure I don't know how else to put it.
What a dumbass. YouTube adventure.
Is that what we call it now?
That's what we call it. That's just like, that's what we're calling it, a YouTube adventure.
Okay, let's hop on. It's like Jumanji. Let's see what happens.
Wait till Deuce Thin Skin gets denied again. Oh, well, you know, he ought to be used to being denied. Are you?
He was trying to.
Well, they
and-
make a pill for that.
And he was trying to solicit me to do YouTube shows with him too, to bring his feeling on the Hales case.
I see. And and if you had agreed, were you going to do videos on YouTube about the Hales case?
Well, I hadn't really agreed because I didn't understand exactly, but I felt very awkward by his approach initially. It took-
Here to see you.
It's like, which row? Close row. Close. I don't want to see that.
It
Go-
took me
sorry.
quite a while to trust him. I had a gut feeling.
You should have trusted that gut feeling. Oh, really? I got to break it to you, babe. I want to know your gut feeling. I want to get deep in. I got to tell you this. I think I may have said this, but I've got to tell you this. You know, I'm from the same part of the country that you are. You sound just like my aunts and uncles and cousins. And it's a really home feeling for me the way you talk. So I get that accent. It's great. I've lost that part of it, but you know, I can say, get ahead. Oh, I can do that stuff, but okay. So I want to know what you said. You said it put you off, right?
Well, the approach and it was a very animated, very aggressive approach, and I just felt I was cautious.
This is very animated. Stop it. You were cautious. Okay.
Very. In fact, I expressed that to Preston. We had a phone conversation about it, and I was very, very cautious of his approach.
Mm. So what do you remember about that conversation? Did the Benadryl wear off? That makes you say you were very, very cautious when you were speaking with Miss Preston about Mr. Foreskin.
Things that he was asking me to pursue in his Connecticut case, and things that I just didn't feel I was comfortable with. He wanted me to send them emails that he wrote. I didn't feel comfortable with any of that. So I expressed that to her and I said, "Why is he doing this?"
Well, because and this right here is very, very damning, because if he's doing these kinds of if he is sending her directions to write emails on his behalf, that takes it to a whole new level of that would be like Shockett reaching out and telling somebody to write letters on his behalf to people to prove his case, you know, like reaching out to YouTube channels, or Jeremy even doing that, saying, I need you to tell people this, I need you to tell people that. And if he's doing that as an attorney, holy crap, that is way, way inappropriate. Oh, what do you remember about that kind of? Okay, that's he wanted you to send emails that he wrote.
Yes.
Don't under your name.
Yes.
So he would try to ghostwrite emails under your name.
Yes, and I refused. Yeah,
How did that make you feel?
awkward, uncomfortable. At the same time, I was torn because I knew that Miss Preston needed a lawyer. Everybody should have a lawyer in a courtroom, I believe. And I was, I guess, happy of his interest in the case and interest to want to help her. So I was torn. Between that and my uncomfortable feeling, it was not an easy ride for me.
Ah. Oh my God. That is so damn funny. So you were like on a fence.
I was on the fence and I didn't quite know how to handle it because I wanted the best. My 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 best interest for her case, that she wasn't alone, but he made me feel uncomfortable.
Okay. So let's get a little bit back into your background here now that we identified some of your background with the individuals in this case. So tell us, do you hold any degrees?
No, but I plan to, but not yet.
Okay. Are you attending now? Now?
I'm looking for the right school. I want to get forensics, journalism and forensics degree.
Very nice. Very nice indeed.
Forensics, really.
How long have you been a photojournalist?
Oh, all my life. I actually started out in Pennsylvania many, many years ago when I was in my early 20s, I think. And I worked on getting inside a puppy mill, a big puppy mill, and took some interesting pictures in there and helped that case. So started with that.
That's pretty cool. Like
It
got
is.
in a puppy mill, started taking pictures, posting those things out there so people knew that, because puppy
Mhm.
mills are horrible,
They're
horrible places.
awful.
Just because so bad. Diva, this is why I love you and you read my books. Thanks, Teresa.
Thanks, Teresa.
I love it. Oh, that's so cool. And you have your own professional equipment?
Oh, yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Can we use those later? So how did you-
You'll have to book a session. I'm sorry. I have to do it separately. Money up
Got
front,
you.
please. Yeah.
Money up front?
Yeah, please.
So how did you meet Miss? Let's go to Jamie Johnson. We'll get into this case really quickly.
Oh, sure. Sure.
So how did you meet her? It seems like this, if had you not met Jamie
Johnson.
Johnson, say it one more time, you wouldn't be in this case at all.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. So how did you go ahead.
I was invited to a standoff by I'm going to say politicians, if you know what I mean, but to a standoff and to cover it. And I did. I went. I had no idea what I was walking into. And it was a lot of officers with rifles, and it was a big standoff. And
So big.
I was in there and I covered it. And it was covered on the inside of the house. I covered the outside and we went viral, like millions of views. It was crazy. When I was there, I did not know that millions of people were watching. I was just there reporting. I had no idea until I got home what had happened. And then me and Jamie was part of that case because she was an advocate for the man that was involved. She advocates for people.
Okay.
So she popped on a video on his live. She went viral on in the inside of the house on his video. I went viral on the outside.
They were all around.
And then there was
Wow.
a court date. After the standoff happened, there was a court date, and Jamie came to Jersey for the court date, and that's how I met her. I met her in person. I didn't meet her in any groups. I met her in person.
And after that, you established a relationship somehow with her?
I felt bad. I felt bad for her because she was getting very, very attacked. And when you go viral, and I'm sure Jeremy understands this, you attract a lot of crazy people when you go viral. And you never know what they want or what, and you don't know what they want or what they don't want. You don't know if they're there to be a friend, if they're there to go give you harm or what. It is insane. Jamie got so attacked by everybody that I stepped up to advocate for her and help her. And that's how I got involved with Jamie.
I see. So when people were attacking her work on the standoff case,
They were attacking everything about her. They just ripped into her whole life and they were destroying her. They did SWAT calls to her house. When I stepped in to help her, they started swatting my home. It was insane.
swatting, not like paddles and whips and chains, but you mean a SWAT team outside your home.
SWAT with cops and guns outside my home and her home, fire engines
Wow.
at her house. I mean, full on SWAT. I have videos of it.
Where was this standoff in New Jersey? What city?
Oh boy, it was in I can't even think of the town right now. It oh my gosh, around Whiting, New Jersey, somewhere in the area of Whiting.
I'm from Philadelphia. I know a little bit. My uncle lives in Summers Point. Do you know my uncle? Is that north or south?
Oh, it's kind of like central.
Whiting.
I would say like central, south.
Central?
Kind of. Yeah.
Okay. I got you. Wow. All right. So
It was huge.
right. Do you remember you said Miss Preston reached out to you? Is that how she It was huge.
It was huge.
Oh, is that how did she do that?
At that time or now?
No, the first time. Messenger or how?
Oh, she wrote on Messenger a couple of times inquiring about Jamie. Everything was about Jamie at that time.
Oh, what was the name of her, if you remember her Facebook account that she was using when she first contacted you, Miss Preston?
I believe it was the same one that she has now.
Oh, what is it?
Is it, I don't remember what the name of it was then. I don't know if it's changed, but I believe
Okay.
Preston Michelle Sr., I think, if that.
Okay. Got it. We have a of that. Okay. A senior?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if you can tell us what you know about Miss Preston, you said to you in introducing herself to you.
At that time or this time?
Yes, the very first time. We're starting at the beginning of the egg. Okay.
She immediately contacted me about Jamie, saying that Jamie was so much like her and she felt so connected to her and things like that in the very beginning.
Right. And you said that was around 2019.
I can't give you an exact.
But did she ask you to do anything? Ask you to do anything? Cover anything for her?
Well, not at that time. Things were happening to the trolls that were that were going after Jamie were doing things that she was getting arrested and all kinds of stuff was going on. And if she would get arrested, Preston would sometimes write to me inquiring, "Where is she? I need to know where she is." And she would be in a panic trying to figure out where she was and things like that, of that nature.
Did you ever learn or do, as you sit here today, looking so lovely, did you know how the two of them specifically met, Miss Preston? Oh, hold on. Miss Preston and Miss Johnson.
Miss Johnson told me that Miss Preston pursued her when Jamie had her moment of, I guess, fame, you could call it. She was pursuing.
Ooh, but how she pursued her.
I think it was Messenger.
All right. Do you know if you don't know, it's okay. We don't have to. No, no. Want you to guess.
Oh, no, I don't know. I I remember writing to her, so it was probably Messenger, but I don't have that documentation, so I really can't confirm that.
All right. So as I understand what you're saying, Miss Preston was when you first interacted with her, she was spending most of her time trying to be closer and closer with Jamie. Is that right?
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Was entirely about Jamie.
At some point, did Miss Preston ever ask you to cover anything involving herself, Miss Preston?
Not until March. I received a message regarding this situation in March asking me.
March of what year?
Oh, I'm sorry. 2023? 2023? Yeah.
2023. Okay.
I'm here from the very beginning before all the court cases started.
Mm. Yeah, I can see that. What do you remember? I want to know, what do you know as you sit here today about how she asked you to get involved in this case in March of 2023?
Well, she sent me a brief messenger message about it and said, I have a big story for you that, really need your help kind of thing. And I really wasn't looking to go down that road, and I kind of ignored it. And then I got another message. I don't know if it was weeks later. Then Jamie had also messaged me. So both of them did ask me, please, please get involved.
Yes.
So they sent me, I said, well, who is this? I don't know who Jeremy was. Never heard of him. One of them, I'd have to go back and look, sent me a link to his videos. I went and looked and I thought, no, I don't really want to get involved in this. Something in my gut wasn't, I don't know, doesn't, I know when I want to be involved and I know when I don't. And something in my gut just made me feel like I just didn't want to be.
Okay, let's
And so
yes.
until one of those videos that caught my heart.
I got you. But at some point you got more concerned about Miss Preston's adopted daughter, right?
Yes.
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 Okay. Did someone did she mention her daughter when she was trying to recruit you initially into this case, Miss Preston?
Let me think. I'm sure she mentioned her daughter along the way.
Right. But I know that, but that's why I'm asking initially, was it more about her daughter, or was it about herself, Miss Preston?
It was more about herself initially.
In what way? In what way?
Well, she basically told me that Jeremy was destroying her whole life and he was framing her. She said a lot. And she had me worried, that she was going to get killed and all. I mean, she had me. I felt alarmed by it. The whole situation alarmed me.
That's so crazy. Understood, and that was more than a year, and yeah, a year and a half ago at least.
Yeah.
So, and you oh,
I believed her. I believed her.
you believe that what she said, that gobbledy, because when she first contacted, did I pass something?
You skipped it.
Oops. Sorry. Mr. Hales, you were trying to make a record. So one moment, you believe her when she told you that Mr. Hales is trying to kill her?
Well, I wasn't sure what to believe of some of those statements because they were so profound. But I believed that something was going on and some kind of help was needed, but I still didn't take her case. It wasn't until I saw something else in a video that sparked my interest.
I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to that. Oh, I promise. But I'm very, very interested, and we really appreciate you coming forward here. I'm very interested in this scenario because when she first contacted you in March of 2023, she feared for her life.
She, well, she said a lot of things, including very serious accusations about, I don't know, should I say?
No, that's what it's for. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, she told me that, and this is insane, I'm sorry, but because now that I'm
This whole case is insane. This whole case is insane.
Yes.
Did you?
When I look back, I realize what was happening and what it's so clear to see now that it makes me ill. It makes me ill. But she said that Jeremy and these group of people were plotting to kill the former mayor.
Miss Granger or Mr. Meeks?
Yeah,
Which one?
Meeks.
Okay.
And I found that to be alarming, of course, but
Did she tell you how she knew that Mr. Hales was arranging to have Mr. Meeks killed?
yeah, a whole group of them. They were all working together to take over the entire town and to plotting to do this to him during a hunting trip is what she told me.
And did she say how she knew this?
She said they told her, or Brett told her.
Brett is Granger?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So Miss Preston said that Brett Granger said that Jeremy Hales and a group of people are going to kill
Yeah.
Russell Meeks during a hunting trip.
And it alarmed me. I've never had anybody say something like that to me in my life. It alarmed me.
Did you believe her?
I didn't know what to believe. You know what it was? I think the videos confused me, respectfully. But I now know, and I don't want to start crying. I'm trying not to. This is very, very much.
It's okay if you cry. I have a shoulder for you to cry on. No, I imagine this really has to be hard for her. If somebody's telling her that they're trying to delete which I believe at this time he's former mayor. Yeah, well, at the time the deposition, he's the former mayor that they were trying to. Why? Huh? Like these are the kind of insane accusations that got them in trouble in the first place.
So
Again, patterns. Good to see you, Digistorm.
there is so much about this already that I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And thank God Shara came forward with this stuff, because I mean, her coming forward with this allowed them to come to the table, adding these other people into this case.
Mm-hmm.
Without her coming forward and presenting this, it would have been very hard to bring this in front of a jury, in front of a judge. And this is one of the reasons why you're going to see a lot of these groups over there that are saying, "Oh, Shar is a complete liar. They don't know what she doesn't know what she's talking about. She was never part of this. She was." I mean, they've spun all kinds of lies about her, saying, "Oh, we have information on her, and we got her deleted messages, and we've got all of this. We've got all this information, and oh, she's a horrible person, and she's a liar, and lie." But the biggest part of the reason why that was filed yesterday, for them not wanting to have these people added, the biggest reason they don't want to have these people added, because it goes to show how in depth this goes, how many people actually got involved because of a lie. The defamation that started all of this in the first place, and each one of these people that they're bringing in to this can make a clearer picture of the whole story. If the judge doesn't let them in, that's the judge's decision. But for people, the problem is there's too many people on YouTube trying to try this out on YouTube, like a bunch of true crimers. And trust me, you can't You can't present things to a court that hasn't been presented to a court. You can't add people until you have this information. You can talk all the kind of crap you want to on YouTube about why they should be in here. The reason these people got added in is because Shara had a deposition and brought this stuff out. They also had a term date that they had to have this filed before, which I believe was the 18th that they had to have it filed by to add people to it. All right. This right here is what put that nail in the coffin to say, listen, this is why we're bringing these people in. It doesn't matter what he said on YouTube. It doesn't matter what she said on YouTube. It doesn't matter. None of that matters. What was said on YouTube. It doesn't matter what Megan says on YouTube. It doesn't matter what Tug says on YouTube. Until it's presented before a judge, presented before a court, you can't bring anybody, add anybody onto this. So getting this deposition done, having the time to basically amend it, add people to the case, that's why these people were added, because of her deposition. You don't realize how important this was.
I'm overcome with how someone's delusion can be, because emotion is so strong with us, with people, and you see it in these reactions too. What you're talking about with the people who are like, no, this is fake, they're liars. So this was a delusion on the part of Miss Preston.
Yes.
An intentional delusion that she then spread to others who have no way of grounding or a framework of any sense of reality. And it's almost like that. What is it called? The collective.
Oh, yes. Collective thought, where basically it just becomes like a lynch mob.
It does. And this is, to me, this is scary, because used to, people would have some kind of basis of reality, but with so much available to you, you watch it on a screen, you think it's real.
But here's the problem. She does have a basis of reality. The reason she started all of this in the first place is she has been looking to settle this out of court. We have
Preston.
We have all of this right here, all of that information. Shara brought the receipts to it.
Mm-hmm.
They did not want to have their name out there as being YouTube celebrities, because in doing so, anything that Jeremy talks about them, they can come back and say, oh, well, he's spreading lies. He's doing this to a private individual. She is not a private individual. She hasn't been a private individual for a long, long damn time. Her doing this, bringing herself forward, going after his money, going after Jeremy's money. And it's very clear, because they tried to do the same thing with DUI guy. They said it very clearly. The reason they went after DUI guy is because it wasn't going to do any good to go after anybody else. And there was plenty of other people out there making the YouTube thumbnails about with Lynette on there. The biggest thing was for them to come back and say, hey, we're going to go after the biggest fish right here so we can get as much money as we possibly can. And we'll throw some people in there like DJ Radis, and we'll throw whoever else we can throw in there. But the main thing is they want to settle. They were hoping to get this settled out of court. They were hoping to get payday from Jeremy to take his money to settle this out of court.
To be even more alarmed. So mass delusion is one thing. That's alarming.
Yes.
But manipulative, intentional, going after something for profit, it's complete manipulation, full of malice. And that's the fact that this is in court. This isn't a he said, she said on the street. Now this is in the court system. Yes. So it's very alarming that someone can weaponize a delusion.
Well, and then also weaponize the justice system. I mean, that's the scary part about it, because Jeremy had to get a restraining order against her. She cannot be within 500 feet. John Cook cannot be within 500 feet of him. If he's on his own property, that distance decreases. I think it's down to like 10 feet or something like that, because
Yeah.
that's going to happen. But if they're out in public, if Jeremy is at a Walmart, they're within 500 feet of Jeremy in that Walmart, he can have them arrested. That's breaking their restraining order, because they are stalking him. They are going after him.
It's insane.
They have threatened his life. I mean, can you imagine at the level that Jeremy is at? He's got fame, notoriety, whatever you want to call it. Jeremy is out there, and now he has people that want to get a piece of him, a piece of his money, a piece of his fame. And that's what they are. They're clout chasing this thing all the way as much as they possibly can. It's like I was surprised seeing that the amount of people that come in, and it's like big money for them to go on the attack of Jeremy. And they're on top of that raising money to go at him.
Lord,
It's like,
humans are such faulty creatures. We are so flawed.
yes. I'm not saying that Jeremy is like this freaking angel or anything like that, but nobody deserves this.
Yeah, to go after someone like this with the intent to profit and gain from their destruction, one is just wrong. It's just wrong. And then to base it on a delusion and then incorporate other people into your delusion just for the sole fact of trying to profit, that is messed up.
Yeah. Yeah. Now you understand what he's been going through for the past, 2 years now?
I honestly haven't really paid that much attention to this because, one, I don't like drama.
Yeah.
I avoid it as much as I can. But then when I get into it, it's very disturbing. It's very disturbing.
Yes. Oh, and here's the thing about this group of people. All right, now that you've been here and you've talked with me, just shown up on my stream, I guarantee you're going to get some sort of email from these people, because this is the way that they roll. They will reach out to you. They will be sending you emails. They will be saying, you haven't been getting the whole truth. You're only getting one side of the story. Let me on and I will tell you the other side of the story. I will make you famous. That's what they pulled with me. It's just like, I don't know who you people are. I was covering a deposition that I found really interesting of somebody that was saying the most asinine, crazy stuff, Preston. And I was just completely baffled with Judge Grudge, like this judge that's allowing her insanity, even joining into her insanity.
That really bothers me, that someone else would be sucked into, someone in a position of authority would be sucked into what is obviously the Lulu.
But you're only noticing it's a Lulu because you're seeing the whole picture.
Yeah. Well, no,
or
actually,
at least a good portion of the whole picture. You may not be seeing the whole picture.
If somebody says, like, if I had someone I did not know slide into my DMs and say, start up a banter and a conversation. Well, one, that wouldn't happen because I don't check my messages ever. But two, if I did, and they're like, hey, I really feel like I can relate to this person. Their life is so much like my life. That one statement right there, I'd be like, nope.
Yep.
Nope.
Well, let me get a couple of these super chats real quick.
Yeah.
It was Natalie Baker said, my body clock is set to Shizzy stream time, and it's 1 a.m. here.
Wow.
Miss Baker. Can't wait until Deuce Thin Skin gets tonight again. Thank you for the super chat. That's wonderful. John Stewart. Teresa Fendiva. This is why I love hearing you read my books. Yes, we do. Razilla's Realm became a YouTube member. Thank you, Razilla's Realm. I appreciate you. And then also Patrick W. $5 super chat says so much.
Very nice.
Saying a word. Thank you.
That's
so
right.
much. And Joyce Byrne, I imagine also Oh, thank you, Joyce. That is glorious.
Ugh.
That is
Ew,
glorious.
that's a bad mental image.
Oh, it is such a bad image. Oh, you guys are awesome. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Robert Brown. Sadly, Lynette is the poor elderly disabled Southern woman. She gets the attention that get go and down the South when protagonist is a northern carpetbagging snowbird takes a while. And oh yeah. Yeah, that's the problem. That is the problem.
I believe in natural consequences. If somebody's making a fool of their life, let it play out. Let it play out. Don't get involved. Don't be the hero. Don't be the white knight. Don't get
Nope.
involved. It's
Nope.
not your bitch. Leave it alone. Most people have too much stuff going on in their life to be concerned with other people's lives. So
Right.
whenever I see someone who's trying to get in someone else's life, I automatically know that that individual that's trying to help has issues so bad in their life that they're trying to avoid their own issues by being something in someone else's life. That's a problem. That's a problem.
And that well, and that could also be said for me, because I am streaming covering this kind of case.
No,
But
this is
you have to
entertainment.
understand it is entertainment.
It is
for me.
entertainment, but you're
I
fully clear about what you're doing and why you're doing. You're not trying to help.
nope.
You are merely presenting a situation, which does
Exactly.
have quite a bit of entertainment value to it. That's it.
Oh my God. And the
Just
entertainment.
reading this, I'm like, oh my God.
Yes. I mean, can you imagine you're trying to get all of these questions out. You've got only a limited amount of time to ask these questions. Do you know how much time he had to spend sitting down, carefully crafting these questions so they could
Yeah, so
get
they could
through this
formulate a logical picture of the
Right.
scenario, because otherwise this just looks like a train wreck.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
I am clearly understanding the scenario based on some of these questions and her responses. I mean, he's trying to get her to clarify timelines and people, and he's doing a good job of redirecting, being like, okay, at what time do you know this person? When did you meet this person? To kind of get a framework of when did all of this happen, and so it's not like a complete garbage heap of just miscellaneous details
Right.
spewed about.
Well,
Yeah.
and that's what I've been seeing from the whole group of hate groups is it's a whole bunch of stuff that's sprinkled in that I guess for them makes some sort of cohesive thought. But if you actually track what they're talking about, it's like this makes no sense whatsoever. You don't have a timeline. You're jumping from left to
Yeah.
right to center.
Yeah.
You have and Bruce does the same thing. He's like constantly jumping around, like the same whenever he was going through Jeremy's deposition. It was just like he was trying to make a point, but the point wasn't happening
Yeah,
because
you have to clearly elucidate what your point is. Like, you have to know specifically how to target the point you're trying to tease out. Whenever you're asking interrogative questions like this, you can't go in buckshot and just throw in a bunch of questions and hope that the picture comes out clear, because it won't. You have to be very strategic in the questions that you ask.
I mean, I could understand because I'm a little autistic, I guess, or
Same.
slow in the head, but
Neurospicy. That's what I call it. Neurospicy.
That's it. I could understand the questions he was trying to ask, but he was doing a really shitty job of asking those questions.
Yeah. They have
And
to
for
be.
someone like Jeremy that is very, very intelligent and focused, that he's going to answer those questions exactly how they should be answered.
Yeah.
You're not going to catch him off guard. Because he knows the kind of person that Bubbles is. He knows the kind of dumb crap that he's going to pull. And so he's completely aware this is the answer that I need to give. He thinks it through. He already knows the answer. He's probably heard these questions a million times over.
Yeah. And
So let's see. Where are we at?
I'm tearful now.
Tearful?
Yeah.
Okay.
In this deposition, I'm starting to become tearful.
Yes.
my
Where was
character
I? I
is.
think it was. Do you have? I know I always tell people that you're probably going to need a tissue. Do you have a tissue around?
I know. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Do you have a box of tissues? If you don't, it's
I do.
just okay.
I do. I have them here. It was the presentation. I want to say two things on the presentation of the videos. To me, they were alarming at the time, watching the videos. But as I collect information and go along in this case, I can see why he's alarmed, Jeremy Hales, and why he was so serious in his videos and fighting and fighting and fighting because he knew things that I didn't know at that time. When I saw his videos, he knew things that I didn't know yet. Now I know those things.
That's you.
Jeremy, I'm sorry.
Can you tell us some of those things that you have learned?
She's lying. She's lied on so many levels to me.
When you say she, let's be clear. When you're talking about she, you're talking
Preston.
Yes, Miss. So you're saying Miss Preston's lying?
She has lied to me on many levels. And I feel violated.
In your opinion, is Miss Preston a truthful person?
Where are we? There we go.
Right here.
In my experience, I'm not going to say in my opinion. I'm going to tell you my experience. She is not truthful in my
So
experience.
she's lied to you.
Yes.
Beg your pardon. We're reserving all objections until trial. Am I right, counsel?
This is not for trial counsel.
I'm saying I don't need to say objection every time, right? Or would you prefer me to do so without waiving? In other words, for example, you just ask your opinion of my client's truthful. I would object, and I'm asking you, do I need to say objection, or will you say I waive the objection later on if you're?
Mr. Shockett, you haven't waived anything. Miss Wolf, in some time, have you seen depositions before?
Have I been in a deposition?
Yes.
Once. Yeah, once.
Okay. During that objection, did you ever hear somebody say objection to form? You ever hear that? Well, okay. So I think what Mr. Foreskin's saying, so to preserve an objection, if this is ever going to be brought to the court, an attorney would need to say objection to form or form. And it doesn't mean that the attorney, just because they're objecting, doesn't mean you shouldn't answer the question. But it'll help the deposition if we have that, because a little pause will allow, us to take a breath between sentences and questions, and to allow Mr. Foreskin to say that kind of word. So to avoid any kind of confusion, if he says objection to form or form, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't answer. Just let me say that. It means that if I were to try to put this, let me see, I moved right here. If I would try to put this into the judge, he has some objection that he thinks that needs to be ruled on by the court. And does that make sense to you whenever what he's explaining?
Yeah,
here?
it does.
Okay.
Yeah.
For chat, which may not understand that, and he's doing a pretty good job of explaining it, but the reason that he's going to say something like form, objection to form, so that way it gets notated by the court reporter. So if there's something that he needs to rule on in this deposition, whether it be a part that gets left out or a part that gets brought in, if there's an objection, they can't if there's an objection, the judge rules on it. That's the main thing right there. Once he's made his ruling, whether that question can be answered, whether it breaks the attorney-client privilege, whether it does anything else. So objection to form basically is just your baseline to it. I mean, you can have other objections, but once you put the objection in there, the judge will look at it. And so, and if he does that, doesn't do that now, he's waived it. So he's waived it till now. But now I would say, Mr. Foreskin, I have an objection if you want to say form or objection to form.
Okay. Now let me be clear. I'm not talking about objections to form. I'm talking about other objections. So you're saying that I waived objections other than a form up till now? Or do you agree that I haven't waived any objections other than a form?
Sir, I'm not going to do this. The transcription is...
And we didn't do the stipulations, Randy, so let's do them.
I'm not stipulating to anything. Let me continue my deposition. If you have an objection to my question, you have that...
No. We'll put the stipulations on the record that weren't...
I'm not stipulating to anything.
Put it on the beginning.
Mister, I am not...
No, the regular stipulations are that all objections other than that's a form are preserved without having to articulate them. Do you agree with that or not?
No, I don't. I don't need to articulate them. I just said you can say form or objection to form.
My question is about the other objections. My objection wouldn't have been to form.
Like what?
My objection, for example, would have been objection. You don't get to ask her that opinion about my client's truthfulness. No, I didn't. And I said objection. Would you claim that I waived that objection? It's not an objection.
Yes.
To form?
Stupid. It is an objection to form because...
So you're not agreeing to the usual stipulation that all objections other than that to form are reserved without having to say so. You're not agreeing to that normal deposition?
Oh, Jesus Christ, you are a fucking moron. I'm not agreeing to you. We're into this. This is improper on the record, and I'm moving forward. If you want to...
Oh, no, we're not. I asked the court reporter to read the normal stipulations at this point.
There is no such thing. The court report...
Yes, there is. The normal stipulations that are an attorney, the attorney doesn't need to say objection, irrelevance or anything like that. Only the form. Now you're telling me though that you're not agreeing to that you have to preserve.
No, I'm not.
Objection.
What are you?
Well, what are you?
I just... You can say objection or
I don't need you. You're telling me I need to say it every time.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Oh my God.
Every objectionable question because you won't stipulate to what every other lawyer I've ever had in deposition.
Fine.
Who stipulates you.
Next question. Next question.
Say objection every time.
Okay. You do that on your own risk.
Well, I told you.
That would be...
You won't agree to the stipulation of voicing necessity for me to do so. I don't think you. Why won't you stipulate? Stipulate. Don't call me. I'll call you. That you don't need a objection other than the form to preserve those objections. What is wrong with you?
You can say form. What you do mean other than to form. Do you understand that objection to form means you object to the form of the question? That preserves all objections.
No, my friend, I object.
Okay.
On other things, let's say you ask a hearsay question and I don't say anything. Later on, I tell it. You're going to claim that I waived the objection to hearsay, yes or no? Are you going to claim that I waived it?
Oh, my Lord. If you have it, if you say objection calls for hearsay, it's obviously inadmissibility.
I don't need to.
That's different.
Say it if you agree.
Oh, my Lord. Okay. Normal stipulations, okay?
Which means I don't need to articulate objections other than the form. All objections.
You do not need to articulate
are reserved
other than to form, but you waived everything other than that until this point. Okay, including form.
Well, let's see about that. But yeah. Okay. Now going forward, we're clear, yes?
All right.
Thank you.
You should have done that in the beginning.
Wow.
Sorry, that might have sounded really psycho. But
wow.
I imagine he lost his ever-loving mind because he got
He
corrected
wasn't,
on.
yeah, and he wasn't paying attention to the deposition testimony, and he forgot to, at any point that he didn't agree with what she was saying, to raise his objection to form. I mean, and then
all.
he was like, "Oh shit, I forgot to do this. Now I need to make a tift about it."
Yeah, because all of this stuff got brought in at any point in time. All you had to do was say objection, and most of the time
Form.
during a deposition, you're not going to have somebody that is this adversarial.
Yeah.
As an attorney, like this is on this level is so unlawyer-like.
Insanity.
Yes, but insane drives insane. What was
Insane
this?
in the membrane.
Doing a catch up for Ellinet. Thank you guys. I love it. I love it. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I think there was another one in here. Puddle Town. Did you ever read that? Diva needs a couple. Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
I don't want to think about that. No.
So let's see. And I think I had beginning. Let me see. Crosstalk, didn't articulate, reserve. Well, let's see about that. We're clear. All right. Should have done. Okay. At the beginning, by no, you haven't done it. By Mr. Shockett, crosstalk interruption, Mr. Matzkin at the beginning. Okay. So I do have a letter if you want to read it.
Okay. Why not?
It's gonna be and I'm gonna minimize this so I can bring up this letter because it was from it was supposed to say letter.
Letter.
Well, I understood what
Letter.
you're saying, Puddle Town. I got you. So there is a letter to Bubbles, and this one is. It has to do with his filing, his
Okay.
latest filing. So let me show you. We'll get into the letter here shortly. So it was for this filing right here, the opposition to amend motion for leave to file amended complaint. And this is a very long document for YouTube. It's 15 pages of insanity. I did read through some of this last night.
Yeah, you were. I remember now.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I didn't.
blah blah blah, blah 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 blah.
Diva's eyes glazed over.
I
Whenever
did, and I
started
was like,
talking
I'm gonna
about
play
it.
my Sudoku some more.
I will play Sudoku. So this is an open letter to Bubbles, and it is in response to this letter. I thought it was pretty glorious. And you're welcome to read if you want to. It's a long letter. Well, I have to get prepared for this.
Lots of words here.
Yes. And first I have to do one thing first.
Okay. I need some more coffee.
Well, you go get some coffee.
No, I have to brew it, and I have a very slow coffee pot, so it'll take a long time.
No, we gotta get the helmet on. And we gotta get the music for this also. Gotta have the music.
Love it. We ready? We ready to go? All right.
Ready.
Dear Counselor Bubbles, it is with an overwhelming sense of bemusement that I respond to your opus. Opposition to amended motion for leave to file amended complaint. Truly, I haven't encountered a document so rich in self-congratulatory bluster, and yet so devoid of legal merit since the last time you filed something. Bravo, sir, bravo. let's take a moment to dissect this masterpiece of misdirection and mediocrity. You begin with the bold assertion that the plaintiff's amendments are ultimately prejudicial and futile. A trinity of objections straight out of How to Object to Everything 101. But here's the problem. Your argument doesn't actually align with the law. Under Foreman v. Davis, 371 U.S. 178, 1962, courts are directed to grant leave to amend freely when justice so requires. Unless there's a clear showing of bad faith, undue delay, or futility. Yet your filing, in all its verbose glory, fails to meet that standard. Let's talk about undue delay. You claim the amendments come too late, yet conveniently omit the plaintiff's new allegations stem from recent revelations, like, I don't know, your very own procurement of a miner's assistance for a princely sum of $100. Paying a teenager to obtain private audio files? Now, that is a plot twist worthy of a daytime soap opera. But unfortunately for you, it also reeks of impropriety. Under N. Ray Seagate Tech LLC 497 F3D 1360 Federal Circuit Court of 2007, evidence of misconduct revealed during litigation is precisely the type of new information that justifies an amendment. So much for undue delay. Next, you cry prejudice as though the plaintiff's amendments will send you spiraling into a Kafka-esque? Oh, yeah, Kafka. Okay, yeah, I know them. Kafka-esque nightmare. But here's the thing, Bubbles. Prejudice in this context requires actual harm to your ability to litigate the case, not mere inconvenience or, heaven forbid, the possibility that your actions might be scrutinized. As the court in Beek versus Aquaslide in Dive Corp. from 1977 aptly noted, the burden of proving prejudice is on the party of the opposing amendment. Your filing, however, is curiously devoid of specifics. Where's the proof that you'll suffer anything beyond the mild discomfort of accountability? Now, on to your claim of futility. You allege the plaintiff's proposed amendments fail to state a claim for defamation per se or intentional interference with business relationships. Setting aside the irony of you making this argument while actively participating in what appears to be a coordinated smear campaign, your legal reasoning is laughably thin.
Small man syndrome.
Under Milkovich versus Lorraine Journal Company in 1990, statements are defamatory if they present a provably false assertion of fact. Yet, you hand-wave away the plaintiff's allegations by pretending that your involvement in private chats, the ones conveniently procured no less, couldn't possibly be defamatory. Similarly, you argue there's no evidence of interference with business relationships, ignoring the well-settled principle that interference doesn't require a contractual breach, but merely a disruption of business expectations. Carvel Corp versus Noonan in 2004. A coordinated campaign to disparage the plaintiff? That fits the bill nicely. Then there's your audacious invocation of the public figure doctrine as if some magical shield against liability. Yes, public figures must feel the actual malice standard under New York Times versus Sullivan from 1964. But here's the rub. Actual malice can be inferred from reckless disregard for the truth, such as, say, paying a kid $100 to procure audio recordings without verifying their authenticity or context. You might want to brush up on Hart Hanks Communications Inc. versus Condon in 1989, which specifically addresses how calculated malfeasance undermines a public figure defense. Your conclusion is the cherry in this legal sundae of bad faith. You solemnly declare that allowing the amendments would cause undue prejudice, delay, and futility, but you fail to address how denying them would serve justice. Courts don't exist to rubber stamp your transparent attempts to evade accountability bubbles. They exist to resolve disputes on their merits, a concept that seems as foreign to you as legal ethics. In closing, I'd like to thank you for providing this gem of a filing. It's not often one gets to witness such a perfect storm of bravado and incompetence in a single document. Best of luck with this argument in court. Something tells me the judge will find it just as entertaining as I did, though probably not for the reasons you're hoping. Warmest regard, an artard on the short bus, wearing Velcro shoes. P.S. Don't forget to submit your filings on time, assuming you can pry yourself away from whatever reality show taught you your legal strategy. Holy cow. Wow.
Oh, yes. I
Wow.
do write letters.
You write pretty good right there, Shizzy.
Sometimes I do.
You're right. I do declare.
Not
You
bad for a guy riding a small bus.
Well, I mean, somebody's got to.
Oh, Shizzy, the lesbians have magic now. Run. I love it.
Magical.
Magical. Oh
So
my
much
gosh.
magic.
So much magic. Lacey's last boyfriend left her for you.
Ooh.
Oh my God. Yes. So that is our letter for his filing today.
I like it.
It is I'm working on a new schedule so you guys can sort of get a good grasp of how I'm moving forward in my channel. I'm going to start with some more of the late night kind of streams, so which puts me at odds for the morning streams in a sense, because
You just won't sleep at all. Ever.
no, what I'll do is I'll probably sleep
You'll do little naps.
from the time that I finish work until the evening, so I can like do my streams in the evening. So I'll get plenty of sleep. You just won't see me sleeping.
You could start streaming that.
Just like I'll have to get a couch or something like that,
Yeah.
like a casting couch,
Yeah.
not a casting. I mean, just to get a couch, and no, that would be nasty, all plastic covered and
Yes.
stuff. Oh. No,
a
but
fainting couch, maybe.
no,
Shizzy.
painting
A
couch.
fainting couch.
How about
yes.
how about a chaise lounge?
Oh, at Shay's Lounge, yes.
Yes, so that way you could watch me sleep. I'd have to mute it though, because the snoring would drive you up the wall. It'd just be
I'm imagining a coffin. I really am, because you're
Oh.
kind of like a vampire, awake at night. And
pretty little coffin.
Mhm.
I'll sleep there with some flowers
Yeah.
in my chest.
Yeah.
I do sleep like that too.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Huh. I sleep like I don't know. I've got drool everywhere. It's like,
Oh, my wife drools too.
if it's a good sleep, yeah.
No, it doesn't take long. Like she'll climb up on my chest and she'll lay her head down, and then all of a sudden she'll go.
See, that's sweet. That's very sweet.
I know. She goes, "You're so cozy." I just start drooling. It's like, oh,
wow, yeah.
I don't mind the puddle.
Oh dear.
The puddle of drool.
Oh, okay.
MG Law is your cure for insomnia.
Yeah, that's true.
I love MG Law. No,
I do too.
I'll probably be doing a little bit later streams, like quite a bit later. This way I have time to spend with my lovely wife, because she enjoys my company. Weird how that would happen.
That is very weird.
So yeah, that'll be that. Coming into the new year, it'll be completely different. Just my schedule is going to change up. I'm probably going to do shorter streams in the morning covering the news. Just because I really enjoy those. And if nothing else, then I'll just I can easily switch to doing nighttime and covering the news the same as I would during the day.
Yeah, you could.
Especially if it's going to be that late in the day. All the crazy stuff happens across the ocean at night anyway for us.
True.
So that'll be really interesting. Unfortunately, I have to file suit costs doing business in this day and age. Yeah, filing suits sucks. Like I feel for Jeremy in all of this, because filing a suit is a real pain in the ass.
Yeah, the costs associated, the time associated, and then you're at the court's discretion as to when they can hear the case. I mean, you are completely helpless once you're mired in the court system.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you also have to do it, because think about this. The amount of money that it's costing Jeremy to do this lawsuit, which he's up a couple of $100,000.
I think your mic, something is not working for you, Shizzy. At least it's not on my end. No, you're getting electronic sounding.
I know what has to happen. Give me a second.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. Where'd he go? Oh, no. Not me by myself. Now I'm really going to derail the stream completely. Yeah. I hope he comes back soon. Okay, thank God.
No.
Let's talk again.
Take a second, and then it should kick in and be
okay. You're better now. Yeah.
Yes.
Whew. I don't even like being alone on my own streams, let alone somebody else's. Yeah.
You do so well.
I'm afraid of the dark, Shizzy. I'm afraid.
Be very afraid.
I'm so afraid. I'm so very afraid.
And we can easily go for a little bit longer. If you want to hang out, I'm going to go into reading over the court documents. That's what this was originally supposed to be about. I know your eyes will start glazing over, so if you want to jump, I completely understand.
I can keep going. I mean, do you want to keep reading this, or are you going?
No, I'm getting ready to go over to the.
I gotcha.
Over to this here, the motion.
That's when my eyes glaze over. Yeah, I'll probably dip out now.
I knew your eyes would probably glaze over.
Yeah.
But we will be doing more of this. Just so you guys know, there will be more of this coming. Just pay attention really closely. If you want to jump on a little bit later after I finish the stream, and we can talk about scheduling it up, it's entirely up to you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, wait.
I see you Sunday.
Something just happened.
What happened?
That we may have to readjust. We will see.
Let me see. I hope it's not stinky.
It is stinky. breaks the internet.
Turning the frogs gay. Turning the frogs gay.
Oh,
Hey,
hi. How are you doing, Valstorm?
I'm doing well, lass. How are you?
Did you brew another pot of coffee for me?
I should have.
My
That's what
cup
I
is
should have
full.
done in the interim.
Aye, you should have. My cup is empty.
Well, crap. Now I gotta go make coffee.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You know, I'm actually getting ready to hop off because things.
Yeah, I'm going over the plea, the complaint. You missed the best part.
Ah,
You did miss
miss
the
all that.
best
Look,
part.
hey, I was busy. It was like I was in another country or something.
I
Yeah.
know. Were you eating Danish babies?
Yeah. Dutch babies.
I want a Dutch baby now.
I'm
after
in
seeing
fact,
that.
I kind of want to make one now. I'm seriously, because I have some old antique Dutch cookbooks, and I'm gonna look.
Okay.
And you do it like in a little bitty pan
Yeah,
like that.
I've
So-
got
so-
a couple of smaller ones that I could easily make some Dutch babies.
So if you make one, make some coffee, and then come back in, and you can show it off to everybody.
It would be hot though.
Wait. Why is Teresa saying don't believe a word Diva says? What happened?
Nothing.
What did you kids do while I was gone?
Nothing. Nothing happened.
It was all appropriate.
Mhm.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
All appropriate.
I'm gonna go back and watch it now.
It was
I know.
huge.
Huge.
It was huge.
Let's put it this way: you would not have. I wouldn't have been able to keep Diva reading if you would have been even hearing her.
That's a good thing I wasn't here.
Yeah, it's very good.
I hope that replay numbers are really high. That's what I'm hoping for.
Oh yeah, yes. Oh yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I'm gonna go cook some breakfast. I'm a little hungry.
Good,
Make
I'm
another pot
hungry.
of coffee. Okay.
Get in the kitchen, woman.
Hey, I think we have bacon, don't we?
We do have bacon.
Oh,
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, I'm gonna make maybe some béarnaise sauce with my eggs and bacon.
Ooh, I'll show you some béarnaise sauce.
No, she said Baronese, not bare ass.
Oh, I know what you meant.
It's so good on eggs.
It's so good.
Delicious.
So creamy.
Mhm. Yeah, so savory.
All right, I'll let you guys continue on for
All right.
a second. I'll be right back.
Oh crap! Talk about our breakfast.
See, now we're stuck.
Well, it's
Yeah,
almost
so-
like when we used to do our shows. Remember those days?
We did shows?
Yeah, we
I
used
can't
to.
remember.
Yeah, on Caliber and Character.
It's so far. It's so,
Yeah.
so long ago in a galaxy
Mhm.
far, far away.
I do feel like it has been almost a year since we've
Oh,
done
yes.
one of our own shows.
That's the
also.
quickest
no.
pot of coffee you ever went and got, Shizzy. That was shorter than your coffee intro music.
Yeah. No, I do have a new outro song, and people that
Nice.
stick around to the end, they get to
Mhm.
hear the new one, and
They
or
do.
you have to go all the way back to the very beginning of the stream to catch
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Rewatch. Okay. I'm going to cook.
Go.
All right, we'll see
Izzy,
you
it
in a
was
bit.
fun. I enjoyed that quite more than I expected. So I like that. It was
Thank
good.
you.
Yeah.
We'll have more. We'll have more.
We have so much
There's
more. There's so much more to read.
Yes.
So many entendres, and some of them are double.
Get your bitch ass back in the kitchen.
Oh God, she was awesome. She
Oh, yeah.
she wasn't sure how we were going to approach this, and I wasn't either. But it was
That's the fun
definitely
part.
fun.
When you don't know. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
all right, let's just go.
Well, and I only know that it was that I mean at one point Matt's foreskin jumps in here, and just to give you an idea
Uh-huh.
of how stupid this guy is.
Yeah.
is I'll just show you him going over this with his objection and the argument that he has with Shockett on just how to do an objection. He doesn't understand. Like now, right in the middle of after she's already been halfway deposed, he wants to have stipulations put in.
If I'm shocked, I'm not. And this is just me in a courtroom setting. I'm not helping the other side out.
No, Well,
does
no,
not.
he has to basically explain the rules to him, so that way the whole deposition doesn't get tossed because of Bruce's incompetence. I mean, that's the only reason that he's
Wow.
this is not how you do an objection to this. And then just the argument that these two have over this is just ridiculous.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And then they get back into more of what the actual portion of it is.
Uh-huh.
Even I'll go over that later. But the thing that the reason I set up this stream in the first place, and it just happened to work out. Oh, that was
Warmest regards.
oh yeah. Yeah. Was this amended motion for leave to file amended complaint? Now, and my response to this basically covers a lot of the same stuff of why none of this would be allowed. So if you're curious of why I think that the judge will deny his opposition to this, is that he's an idiot. I mean, is basically what it boils down to. He hasn't shown any proof whatsoever. He goes through a lot of pleadings right here, the why he would be able to amend it, but it gets into a lot of these things right here. Is his, and this is very, very inappropriate as an attorney. Like reading this right here, although it shouldn't be necessary for the court to consider whether the amendment would be futile, given the other grounds for denying the plaintiff's motion, it is futile because no actionable conduct is alleged. That just unrelated allegations artificially tying together the punitive defendants in a supposed conspiracy to take down the plaintiff, whatever that means. That
puts that in a legal filing.
Why in the hell would you ever put that into a legal filing? If a complaint is amended, is still subject to dismissal, leave to amend need not be given. And that right there has nothing to do with it, because if the initial pleading, and I pulled this up, this is the original court document
right
here. It says the parties have until November 15th, 2024 to provide rule mandatory disclosures. Okay.
Right.
The parties have until December 18th to join additional parties or amend the pleadings.
I was wrong on
Right
that
there.
date. I thought it was the 20th.
I thought it was on the 20th also. No, right here, the parties have until December 18th, 2024 to join any extra parties to it.
Or
Now, you have to understand that this right here is only about the precluding of the deposition. So we're going to remove that, and then I'm going to close that right there. So this right here, the deadline for filing any motions to compel discovery will be April 7th, 2025.
Okay.
Okay. So they have until April 27th, 2025 to file any motions to compel discovery. All right. Also, the deadline for completion of all discovery is April 7th, 2025.
Same day.
Okay. Which is not abnormal. Dispositive motions and Daubert motions shall be filed no later than April 28th, 2025.
All right. Explain what a Daubert motion is.
I don't know what a Daubert motion is, but I'm assuming any like objections to whatever discovery was put in there.
Okay.
And I can look and see what a Daubert motion is. Because I'm not a lawyer. I don't know these kind of things. Base Daubert motion, meaning Daubert motion is a legal request to exclude expert testimony or scientific evidence from a trial. That's what the Daubert motion is.
Okay. Okay.
So any expert testimony or scientific evidence from a trial.
That you're trying to kick
that's
out.
Right. So, like if you're trying to get rid of expert witness or anything like that, that motion can be put in there. I may have missed, but did you also cover this thumbnail suit he withdrew voluntarily? No, I have not yet. I have not covered that yet, but that is also something else I'll be covering, because that particular, and that goes to show how ignorant these people are. And I'll explain that in a little bit. So the final pretrial conference shall be held on August 11th, 2025. Now, the pretrial conference is where they sit down and they basically go over all the rules, all the evidence, what's going to be displayed. The pretrial conference can last a long time. Those are not short.
Well, you have 2 weeks.
Especially if there's going to be objections, like if there's an objection to form in one of the depositions, the judge will make those rulings at that point in time if he hasn't already.
Okay.
Just all of that. And then, of course, August 25th, 2025 is whenever the trial will be held, and it will be a jury trial. Unless Jeremy withdraws, there will be a jury trial, which I don't see him withdrawing, especially after seeing what came out in the deposition that we were reading today.
Yeah.
And just the amount of information that she brought in. They also tell him that they must mediate the case in accordance with following procedures, directed, select mediator certified, otherwise agreed. The fee on the mediator will be paid equally by the parties.
Money.
Unless it's otherwise agreed. The fee will be paid in a manner required by the mediator. The first mediating conference must commence no later than January 18th, 2025. But
so they still haven't. I thought they had already gone through mediation, but they have not yet. Okay.
The first mediation conference.
Right.
Now they may have already been through the mediation conference. Those are things that we wouldn't be privy to. That would have been them sitting down with the mediator and discussing these things, because they're currently in the middle of doing the deposition. So I would assume that it probably has happened, but
I'll be right back.
It does say that the mediator must set this initial. The following persons must attend the mediation conference: counsel of record, primarily responsible for this matter on behalf of any represented party, all parties in the case of a corporation, government entity, blah, 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 unless the mediator directs otherwise. The parties by agreement also may waive the requirement that attending representatives full authority to be settled without further consultation. If a party is insured, a representative of the insurer doesn't fall into that. Failure of any person to attend the mediation conference as required will result in the imposition of sanctions. Now, this right here, all of these rules were set about right there, 11/12/2024. That's whenever the judge came in, scheduling order, mediation, referral. So with him and his smart ass saying things like there's tying together these punitive takedown, all of that is what he filed as showing reason for adding these other people into the mediation. You can't add people into this case until you prove to a judge that they should be there. And this is where the hater channels have failed to understand this, that you cannot add someone in just because you're talking crap about them on YouTube. You know, I could sit there and say all kinds of stuff about Fallstorm, but I can't add him into that case until I can bring reason to bring him into the case. I have to show the court cause, reason, not just a suspicion. I have to give proof. Shara brought the proof.
Yeah.
And so that's why these people are being brought into the case. We haven't completed Shara's deposition, but I guarantee you, if you read through it, you're going to see why every single one of these people have been brought into this deposition. She provided proof as to why these people were going as a whole, going after Jeremy. That's why they got brought into it. So his argument here is not going to, I honestly don't think that the judge is going to find for Bruce in this.
Artificially tying together the punitive defendants in a supposed conspiracy to take down. Well, I mean, if you have proof, is it artificial?
It's not artificial.
Or is he saying that their proof is interpretive? That they're interpreting it as being this, but it's actually this. Is that what Bubbles is trying to say? I guess
that's what his argument is. Like I said, he's not making a very clear argument. He may think that he is, but the judge is going to look at this, and it doesn't matter what he's saying. They've given time and they've shown reason why. And on top of that, just saying, well, adding extra people is going to cause this to delay or slow the trial. I don't see how it could delay or slow the trial,
Well,
especially
if you've met the deadline, it shouldn't.
Right.
And they did.
Yeah. The only reason they wouldn't meet a deadline is if Bruce was slow rolling things and trying to delay.
Right.
And the judge would not allow that. This judge, it appears to me, does not play.
Well, it's federal judge. No, they don't play.
Right. Well, in this right here, here's his plaintiff's motion to fail to explain how the amendment would not result in prejudice or delay. The plaintiff's entire argument in support of the motion for leave amendment is contained in paragraph 5 of the motion. Here, the defense cannot show prejudice, bad faith, or undue delay. This is because plaintiff has not sought leave to amend the complaint previously. Does not matter.
Yeah,
because he's sitting there going, contrary to the plaintiff's assertion, plaintiff did previously file a motion for leave to amend on December 5th, docket entry number 40, only to supplant that motion with the present motion 1 day before a response was due to the first one. Doesn't matter when it was filed.
Right. Because it was still filed by the deadline. I think what he's trying to say is, well, they knew all along they were going to do it, and they just waited till the last minute to do it. Well, the last minute is still the last minute.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when they filed it.
If I say you have till 12 o'clock to do something and you do it at 11:59, well, you're still within the time period.
Exactly. And it's the same way, who wins the basketball game whenever it's 101 to 100?
Yeah, exactly. The one with the most points.
You can't change the rules.
Right.
Although it appears that he wants to. The motion is timely thereunder. There is no further argument or explanation, and not a single word different from the first motion for leave to amend that the present motion supplanted, despite the additional of 4 more defendants. Yeah, he's not changing the timeline on it, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
There's no exception to there's no explanation for how adding 6 new defendants, 14 new counts, all based on the allegations separate and apart from those underlying the current 6-count operative complaint, somehow should not result in prejudice or undue delay.
So they
walked
added
right through
14 new counts?
Yes.
I didn't know that part.
Well, and that's because there's 3 counts for something like that for each one of the 6.
Oh, okay. I get
like conspiracy and yeah. I mean, that was the stuff that I was reading through. Let me see if I can pull that up. That would have been, I think it was 40. Let me double check. Yeah, that's what it was right here.
Okay.
So all of this right here, that was right here, unless opposing party can show prejudice. Give me just a second. I want to minimize this so you don't have to read all this. My screw ups here. Let's see. I think it was 41. No, that's order. Was it 40? Maybe it was 50, 47, 48. Because they filed it right after. Yeah, there it is. All right, here we go. So this right here is where he added all of these parties into it. And if you go down past all, and they're basically, all of this that they're showing is proof that these people have joined this conspiracy, and explains each and every reason why these co-conspirators have been added. And they had to bring this up in court in the first place. They have to provide proof to a judge of why they're bringing these people.
It's called
these
foundation.
Down here. Yes. Yeah. It's called being a lawyer. So it goes through each one of the reasons why they added these people. We read through this last week before I went on vacation, all of the reasons. And then we've got the additional ones that were in here. And this has to do with Plummer, has to do with Hughes, has to do with Kesey, has to do with Helm, has to do with Plummer. And like, as you can see, defamation per se, these people are added with those counts.
Right.
Defamation per se, Helm. Defamation per se, Kesey. Tortious interference with advantageous business relationship, Hughes. Like all of these counts that they're adding in here is how each one of these people have to be involved. You can't just give each one of them a different count.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, you can't just bring somebody on for the purpose of, well, I'm just going to bring them in here. You have to actually have a basis for this is why they're being brought in.
Yes. And this is why the hate channels didn't want to cover this portion of it right here. This is why they didn't want to cover that the deposition that Jeremy gave. This is why they don't cover the deposition of Shara, because it scares the ever living shit out of them, how much proof that it brings against them.
Right. Well, instead of being like a normal channel and being like, okay, here is everything, let's take a look at it and you can pick it apart if you want to. You
Absolutely.
have to worry about the ones that are selective. You know, it's kind of like editing a video. It's like, oh wow, that looks horrible. And then you look at the context of it and it's like, oh, okay, that's not that bad.
Yeah, right. And that's the problem that they're running into with a lot of their filings.
Right.
Just a second. Open file location. And of course I'm looking for this particular filing, which would have been, I believe, here, I'm going to minimize this real quick so you don't have to look at this garbage. No, that's a notice of hearing. I want to say it was 44, 45, 47, something like that. And damn, I thought I had it. Maybe I saved it elsewhere. I'll have to double check. I'll just download it again real quick. Give me a second. Yeah.
Come on, Shizzy, be a professional.
Oh yeah, I am so professional. Yeah, you know me. So professional.
Oh,
no, I downloaded it. I don't know where in the hell it went to. That's the crazy portion of it.
Right.
I know I had the damn thing. It's a possibility I saved it on my other computer, and that's why. Because I was working from my laptop the whole time that I was out of town.
Yeah.
Crazy how that happened.
How were you working while you were out of town? It's called vacation.
I'd never vacate. Oh, let's see. It's
when the Velcro shoes are on too tight.
Yes, that's probably what it is. Guarantee you. There it is. No, that's not it. That's what is this? Is that right? No, that's not right. Must be looking at the wrong one. Yeah, I'm looking at the wrong one. That's why. That's what happens whenever you've got multiple cases that you're looking at.
Yeah.
In the same county.
Yeah.
There it is. And it wasn't and then the document was super short. That's why it was like crazy. Like it doesn't, and there it is. It is 48. I thought I downloaded it, but let me download it again because I do those kinds of things. Download.
I know I saw it somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, I did download. I just didn't download it to the right place. I have no idea where it went. Let's see, right there, and then go document 48. Save and bring that up right here. Go. So this right here is document number 48. Gotta love it.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. So right, it says this was filed by Scott Stark. And it says the plaintiff hereby gives notice of voluntary dismissal of this action without prejudice pursuant to Florida Civil Rule Procedure 1.420-A, blah, blah, blah. This instrument was served on Randall Shockett, his address, blah, 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 phone number, blah, 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 Shockett law. Okay, here's the problem with this one paragraph. Okay. Just because you want to voluntarily dismiss doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Oh, I didn't even
the judge does not have to dismiss this case just because you're saying, I don't want to sue them anymore. Oh, no. No. See, that is where it becomes a problem. Because if I'm not mistaken, there's probably going to be a filing by Larry, probably going to be a filing by Jeremy, probably going to be a filing by everybody, probably in the name of Shockit, that comes in and then says, yeah, that's not going to happen. Why is that not going to happen? Because you guys brought forth a frivolous lawsuit knowing that it had no merit whatsoever. And now you're wanting to say, oops, my bad, after it's cost us how many thousands of dollars?
Well, and let's look at a bigger picture. Could these people possibly be brought in as witnesses to add to the case? Not saying that they would be party to it, but brought in as witnesses as, well, here's more proof of, going after people, if this is deemed a frivolous lawsuit.
Could. That is a big possibility that they could bring in, DJ Radis, Larry.
Yeah.
As witnesses, not as
right,
but
right,
as witnesses.
That's what I mean.
And proof of this.
Yeah,
they easily could. And they don't have to depose witnesses.
No.
Unless Bubbles asks for the deposition of these witnesses.
No, he's got till what? April 7th?
Yeah. And that's only if he's going to have them as witnesses, which I doubt he would want to.
Well, that's discovery. Never mind. I don't know if that was the deposition deadline.
Yeah, that was, let's see, for their ruling, that was motion for notice of hearing. Yeah, because there is hearing. Here's the thing. This right here, there is a notice of a hearing. Honorable Judge William E. Davis, Levy County Courthouse.
So
they want to have.
Yeah.
They want to have a notice of hearing. So he may just go ahead and have the hearing.
Yeah.
And that right there, he may rule at that point in time.
Right. But they're still going to have to get a court.
Yeah. Unless DUI guy says it's not worth his time and backs out of it, which he might do.
Right.
There's always that possibility he can back out of it, saying, I don't want to have anything to, I'm done. As long as but he also may be like, you guys cost me money and time. I'm not
right.
dealing with that crap.
Right.
I think he's already said that, oh no, Bubbles, you thought you were getting away with this crap? Because we know that it's Bubbles that started all this crap in the first place. Well, a lot of these filings that are unnecessary.
Right.
Working through Stark to do this. But yeah, this right here, there is plenty of there is lots of explanation right here. So whenever he says there's no explanation, oh no, read the filing. See, that's something that the hate channels didn't do. They didn't read the damn filing, the objection, of why they were being added into it. Why did they not read it? Why wouldn't they read it? Because one of them is named in it.
Yeah.
And of course, he says there's no explanation why or how the fact that adding parties contemplated by the scheduling order in this case is relevant, let alone decisive on the issue of prejudice, bad faith, or delay. Requires entry of schedule order in all civil cases in Rule 16, but Rule 15 already goes over this right here. The scheduling order must limit the time to join other parties, amend the pleadings, complete discovery, file motions. That a scheduling order contemplates adding parties is completely unrelated to whether there are grounds for denied leave to amend.
No, they've set up the schedule. The schedule's pretty much set in stone. It's like, no, you're just going to have to work harder.
Well, and it says there's no explanation for how the fact that plaintiff's motion is timely thereunder, the scheduling order, leads to the conclusion there would be no prejudice if it were allowed.
It was filed timely.
Yes.
I mean, that's a fact.
Now,
you can't get away from that.
Well, what he's trying to say is all the claims against all 6 punitive defendants could have been brought sooner, and the amendment will cause undue delay or prejudice, which is not true.
No, it just requires more work on your part.
Yeah. And of course, here's where he's trying to go over this crap right here. There's no explanation of plaintiff's motion for not adding all new punitive defendants sooner, including why 4 of the 6 defendants were left out of the first motion for leave to amend. And what he's trying to do here is he's trying to show these YouTube links.
Yeah.
You know what a judge does with those?
Nothing.
I doubt that the judge even looks at them.
Yeah.
Because what he's looking at is he's looking what was filed. The judge isn't looking at each one of those YouTube channel, the toothless ones. He's not reading the Cankle twins. He's not watching each one of their videos.
Nope.
What he's seeing it's showing that there's those amounts of videos. Now, whenever you got shit time stamped in here, that doesn't mean anything. Judge does not have time, even if you timestamp it, to go through every single thing. Will he? I don't know. I'm not the judge. Judge may say, yeah, I'm going to see exactly what was said, but it still would be irrelevant to the fact that you have to bring it not in the court of public opinion. You have to bring proof to the judge through deposition, through discovery. Once it's discovered and you can prove to the judge, here's where you've got it.
I think that's what a lot of people, and not just with this, but with other trials too, and I immediately think of Dep, is the court of public opinion doesn't matter inside of a courtroom.
Nope.
It's about procedure. It's about proof. Now, granted, juries can be a little bit of a loose cannon because, you may think it's going to go one way and it actually goes the other. But for the most part, you have rules and procedures that you have to follow. And the court of public opinion does not matter inside that courtroom. It's sacred.
No. And I think Bubbles has failed to recognize that. And I think the judge is getting a little aggravated that, it's very unprofessional the way that he acts.
Right. Yeah.
He's constantly been unprofessional.
I think it was a little aggravated with Jeremy too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But and he was also aggravated with Shockett that he didn't rein in Jeremy.
Right. Yeah.
And that's why seeing the rest of the deposition is going to be pretty. I don't think it's going to be as impressive as the first one with Jeremy because he was being tamped down quite a bit. Yeah, no, opinion doesn't mean shite. Thank you, Yamaha. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Oh, the successive motions for leave to amend filed 2 weeks apart provide 2 rounds of YouTube content. This doesn't matter. This only matters to the hate channels. That's all that it matters.
I find that one. That's probably my favorite one. Mentioning what's going to provide more content. Judge doesn't care.
Judge doesn't care about content. Only thing that he cares about was there defamation? Were these people involved in it? Can you prove that these people were involved in it?
All right.
That's what the judge is going to be concerned with. The allegations against Foreskin include an email dated April 19th and public statements made by him on July 17th, 2024. Yet even after he appears as counsel pro hoc vici, the plaintiff waited more than 3 months before seeking to add him as defendant because
there was a time limit and they reached it.
Yep.
It doesn't matter.
Allegations against him are that in making the defamatory YouTube videos about the plaintiff as early as April 2024 and specifically include a YouTube broadcast that, although the date is not mentioned in the complaint, occurred June 8th, 2024. So what he's saying right here in this pleading is he is saying that Helm made defamatory statements according to this link.
That one may be harder to prove.
He just said it.
Yeah, I know.
He's telling you that he made this. He did this. That's what Bruce just did. Bruce just threw Helm under the bus right there with that statement.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're welcome.
By him adding information to it.
Mm-hmm.
That was dumb.
He just threw David under the bus right there. And Jeremy was right. Whenever he initially said these people are going to start eating themselves up, and you can already see it, here's the first step. Start throwing people under the bus. Oh, they said this. And then here's the exact date. And then again, Weeks allegedly been broadcasting YouTube as part of the conspiracy against the plaintiff since August 4th, 2024. The allegation against Hughes go back and he's giving dates. He's giving dates. Obviously, including 6 defendants. And some of this is just rehashing the same thing.
Right.
Thanks for the AI. Thanks for the
clarity.
All the clarity. Oh, you're welcome, Frenchie's mom. Welcome. Welcome. Any one defendant on whom service is not affected or who chooses not to appear triggering default and attendant time periods for that process to play out can create more delay. No, that's not true. He's done it in a timely manner. So all of what he's saying here is should be rendered moot. I mean, it's just a bunch of gobbledygook.
Yeah, because it looks like most of his argument has to do with time. But the time requirement was met.
Yeah. And it still can be met.
Because the reason the judges schedule this stuff out is because, okay, we think it could take as long as this if this is added in. If it's not, great, it's going to be faster. But this is how far out we expect it to go. And we expect you as professionals to be able to have your stuff together.
Yep.
That anything
Federal
that's
court's
added,
different.
Right. Federal court is different.
What's the penalty for terror? I don't know.
I think you get an award. That goes with any lawyer, though.
Yeah, you got to run them out on a rail, though. Too, that's I just keep picturing the Oh Brother Where Art Thou, where they
yes
the government tar. Yes. The delay and this is pretty important here. The delay that would be caused if the plaintiff's amendment is allowed will severely prejudice the rights of current defendants who have been involuntary litigants for nearly 10 months. What
does that mean?
I have no idea what that's supposed to mean.
The delay that would be caused if the plaintiff's amendment is allowed will severely prejudice the rights of the current defendants. I guess
that's John Crook and Lynette. Okay. And they're saying that they've been involuntary litigants for 10 months? No, they've only been litigants at the time that the suit was filed.
If you're being sued, isn't it already involuntary? I mean, I don't work good, but I kind of understand that.
And of course, the only way the court could have cured prejudice would have been to further delay the trial of the case, which they don't have to delay the trial of the case. You've got to have your crap together. And apparently Bubbles doesn't have his shit together. That's what he's saying is, I don't have my shit together, so you need to find for me.
I'm curious as to what these cases that have been cited, I'm curious as to what they actually say.
Oh, I could go in and pull those, but
I mean, I don't want to go through the 1 million of them that are listed on here, but I'm just curious.
No. Well, and he's only pulling small portions of it out of there, and I'm sure that some of that is probably good, except if you read the whole thing, you go, oh,
yeah.
Amendment should be denied as futile, as no actionable conduct is alleged. No, there's counts, and there is punitive damage. And he has it listed right there and there. None of the counts against any of the punitive defendants allege actionable conduct. Yes, it does. Every single one of them. Every single one of those counts has actionable consequences. And most they establish that each are perceived by the plaintiff to oppose his targeting of his neighbors on YouTube for entertainment and profit, and that each has expressed their views either on YouTube broadcasts, Weeks, Keezy, and Foreskin, and or in private email conversations, Matzkin, Plummer, and Hughes. But they have. Like each one of these. Allegations, this is the allegation. We don't have to go through that because we've already seen that. And I see no argument that he has for it. I don't see any argument of why. And all I'm seeing is all this is the same thing, just repeating what he put in there and cutting stuff out of it. Like, seriously, I'm reading down through this.
Yeah.
Look at that. It's just the same stuff that he put in.
See, if I was a judge, that would completely just run all over me.
So,
if you repeat the same thing again and again and again,
he's just repeating the allegations.
Yeah,
he's repeating the allegations. So basically, all the way up to page 6, he only had to do 6 pages.
You know, it's like when you had to write a paper in high school, and you do it like the night before. So you just kind of repeat the same things over and over and over just to make sure that you filled up the page requirement.
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah, that's all it is. There's no okay, so I guess he's getting down to the end of it. In addition to the allegations against each individual punitive definitive 79 through 80 alleged that they all post comments on Facebook hate group described in those, although none of the quotes in paragraph 80 are attributed to any of the individual defendants. No, because they've been doing it as a group that they're all part of.
So what is he saying? That each comment should be tied into each individual person?
Some of them are.
Yeah.
Not every single comment that was made on there is tied into it. And that's probably why you won't see some of those people added in there.
Right.
But Shara brought the proof of them doing these kinds of things.
Right.
Paragraphs 81.
Yeah.
Yep. Paragraphs 81 through 106 detail a private Facebook group chat among Foreskin, Plumbutt, and Prestone. And paragraphs 107 to 110 detail another private chat. It's unclear what these are supposed to establish, other than what a recorded phone call of a minor.
What?
And that is not all that it establishes. It establishes conspiracy. It establishes who all was involved in this. It establishes what the conspiracy was, that they were trying to deny that she was any sort of celebrity, that it was a coordinated attack on Jeremy's channel. How much more proof do you need? He's saying, oh, it doesn't establish anything except for trying to procure an audio file. No, it establishes a hell of a lot more than that. It shows cause to every single reason why these people should be in here. There's no explanation to the plaintiff's motion for how any of these allegations support the causes of action contained in the complaint. There's no explanation for how the punitive defendant's statements about the plaintiff impute the plaintiff behavior or characteristics that are incompatible with proper conduct of his business, profession, and office. What are you talking about? I'm sorry. You are an attorney. You should be acting as such. Why in the hell are you? I mean, I know why he is. He's doing it because he's trying to win the court of public opinion. Because if you can win the court of public opinion, then you can bring. Yeah, he's not worried. He never expected this to go into a courtroom. Never did he expect this to go into a courtroom. He was hoping that Jeremy would settle out and pay him and his clients all kinds of money, and he would never have to fight any of this. This is why he's losing at it, because I don't think he's ever litigated.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure he has, but he just doesn't act like it. Impute the plaintiff commission of a crime. It is a crime to defame somebody, dimwit.
Yeah.
There is no explanation for how the punitive defendant's statements about the plaintiff could possibly constitute intentional interference with the customer's contract. Whenever you defame somebody, that is the outcome of it. That is why they brought a defamation lawsuit.
Yeah.
Class action suit is completely different.
You can show a time period where, okay, because of all this started to drop off. This started to drop off. This business partner severed ties because of all the drama.
Exactly. Because of the problems that they caused in this.
again, I go back to Depp, where he showed, Disney canceled, basically canceled my character because of all these allegations that came up.
Yep.
That's the reason he was able to win his defamation case, because he had hard proof of, I can show you exactly, all the roles that I lost out on because of these false allegations.
Yep. And here Jeremy is showing the allegations that have been made against him in multiple different instances. The reason that they're being added into this is initially this was over defamation using those posters that they posted up all over the damn place around his property that somebody else saw. That's defamation.
Yep.
Doesn't matter if it was one, doesn't matter if it was a million.
No, it does.
As soon as they did that,
all it does is add to the count. The more there are.
Yeah. And then you start adding these in there, it adds even more people to it.
Yeah.
More and more people get added to it because of the garbage that they're pulling, because they wanted to F around and they're finding out. Public statements and some private ones, how he procured places in them in a number of paragraphs in court pleading, baseless, conjures up a conspiracy. I wouldn't say baseless. I think that Shara's deposition pretty much proves.
I wouldn't say conjure either.
Yeah. The plaintiff, indisputably a public figure, chronicles his life on YouTube, blah, blah, blah. There is no valid legal basis alleging the proposed amendment complaint for holding liable YouTube hosts whose coverage of him the plaintiff dislikes.
Well,
if they're defaming him, it does.
Bruce just did the other side a favor again. He states in this, the plaintiff is undisputably a public figure who chronicles his life on the YouTube channel. So the whole thing about him stalking is not going to hold merit, because he chronicles his life on a YouTube channel per his own words.
Well, that's absolutely right. And yes, Jeremy said there will be more lawsuits being filed. He just wants to get this one taken care of first. Well, of course there will be, because if people are, if you're going on the, if you're going to destroy, if you're making a concerted effort to take somebody down, which we have seen this over and over again, coming from Bubbles, coming from the Toothless ones, coming from multiple other people trying to bring his channel down. They have constantly said it. And of course, they're backing off now. And they're going, we never said that. We never said that. We never said that. No, you did say that. They've got the proof. They've got the proof just in you sending messages back and forth of how, explaining how you wanted to bring him down, making death threats against him. All of that.
There's no basis for holding liable private critics of the plaintiff for making statements about him in private chats and or comments posted on social media, or for contributing funds to help pay for the defendant Preston's legal counsel in state court TRO action she filed against the plaintiff.
Yeah, this has nothing to do with it right there. And they weren't being critics.
Well, I guess what he's trying to do there is he's trying to say, well, they're allowed to say whatever they want to on Facebook about him. They're allowed to be critical.
Yeah, you can be critical.
So he's trying to eliminate that argument. But
they're not being critical. That's the problem. They were making concerted effort to destroy a man's channel, destroy his life, take his money, take his business away.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if they were contributing funds to help pay for her legal counsel.
Yeah.
They never said anything about that. So what? So what?
Grift away.
There's no basis for holding the undersigned liable for any of the statements made. There's no basis for undersigned liable for any of the statements allegedly made by him before or after appearing as counsel in the present case. Oh, it's talking about
there's no basis for holding the undersigned liable for any of the statements allegedly made by him before or after appearing as counsel. So he's saying anything that he said is not
basis.
That there's no
No.
basis on based upon anything that he said.
Yeah, there is. They've already proven that there is.
Well, but that implies that he was just making offhand comments, whereas on Jeremy's side, they're saying no, he said this for the strict purpose of trying to take him down.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think the judge will make that decision whether it was or not.
Right. Right.
You'll know whenever whether the judge adds them to us or not. That's how you'll know.
Right.
Plaintiff motion does not explain or arguize with any respect to the claims of the defendants because allowing to leave amendment is proposed by the plaintiff would result in undue prejudice and undue delay. And also because the amendment would be futile. The court should deny. Yeah. You missed out on a few reasons why it shouldn't be. Yeah, he's pretty much, yeah. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm not the judge.
Right. Right.
Judge may come back and say, yeah, there's no reason to add this person, this person, this person, this person.
Exactly. It could go either way. He could say,
or he could allow one or two of them, or he could allow none, or he could ask for something more definitive.
I can't help but wonder though if this isn't a all or nothing type ruling.
For the judge?
Yeah.
I don't know.
If he either adds them all or doesn't add any of them.
I don't know. Who knows? I don't know this judge. It's a possibility that the judge could say, yeah, I'm adding all of them or adding none of them, or I'm just adding a couple of them because they've met the burden of proof.
Right.
For me.
Right.
I mean, so far he's done it in a timely manner.
And it sounds like we might not even hear about that until August.
No.
Oh, he's going to roll on this early?
Yeah, he would have to.
Well, yeah, I guess he would, especially with
because they've got until April to
discovery. Yeah, you have till April 7th to wrap up discovery.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
I would imagine if once the judge comes back from his winter break, I would imagine the judge will have some sort of ruling, or there's a possibility he may have a hearing that everyone has to show up for because he may have questions.
Yeah, I could see that.
You know, the judge may say, listen, and then he will usually the way this works is the judge will have a hearing that you won't be any part to, you know, except for the attorneys involved. Usually it's a hearing that he has. He'll sit down with the attorneys and he'll go, okay, explain this to me. If any questions, anything like that. So it's like, well, what do you mean by this? Or how does this? There's a possibility that he'll have, and I've also seen this before where a judge will say, I'm not telling you how I'm ruling, but I want you to write the final order.
Right.
I want you to write the order on this motion. Hoping my family had a great, thanks, Taz. Yes, we had a wonderful Christmas. It was pretty awesome. It was a little cold and wet, but it was still good. Families were doing really good.
Except for that video where he was out looking for bathhouses.
Well, I bastard. I did delete that one. I mean, it's still there. I'll
you deleted it? Oh,
well, no, I privated it.
Oh, okay.
So it's privated, and then I'll show it later. There was one of my wonderful people told me that there was something in there that needed to be removed. So I had, and it takes a while for YouTube to process something like that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I got you.
Once that's taken care of, I'll release it, and it's just me walking around talking. That's it, just hanging out with chat before Christmas. But yeah, so what's going to happen is I'm going to end this stream here. I'm going to send everyone over to go whenever I end it. I'm going to send everyone over to go see Megan Fox. She's coming on at 1. She's got a stream. She's starting at 1, where I'm not sure what she's doing off the top of my head. I think she told me, but I'm slow.
I don't know. I didn't look at it.
Yeah. she's coming on at 1, and I've got to, well, of course, get some lunch. And we've got also Sunday we'll be doing a sort of a post-Christmas Happy New Year kind of stream. Hopefully we have a nice story for you guys. And if you liked Diva's reading, just know that she'll be there.
Now imagine, because I know a lot of you people have heard it. Imagine Yamaha and Diva on at the same time.
Yes.
You will not have any more fun than you will listening to us act like a bunch of idiots tomorrow night.
Yes. And then of course you're going to have the Reverend Ballstorm over there.
Yes.
Yes, and we will also continue on with the Shara Depot not on Sunday. Sunday is a wind down from the entire week, and it'll be a wind down for the whole year for that particular Sunday stream. So that starts at 8:00, goes to about 10. It's a 2-hour stream, and if you don't catch it, because you're watching something else, most nights, if you don't catch it, come back and watch it. Because we've built something there on Sundays that is unbelievable fun. I mean, you got some of the greatest people, greatest voices that come in and do this. So you definitely want to be here for the next one.
Yes.
And then, what is it? New Year's Eve. I'll probably do a stream early on New Year's Eve. Just sort of give a rundown of what we've got planned for the upcoming year, and then go and hang with the expert, give him a hard time all night long.
That's right.
Keep him awake.
That's right.
Yeah, story time on Sundays is basically what it is. It is, yeah. And the rewatch is always appreciated. You don't have to worry if you're not there for the first part of it, because who knows what's going to happen. I can guarantee you it'll be good though. But with that, everybody, yeah, you have a wonderful one, and I'm gonna head out with head out in style. I'm gonna let you guys hear the and it's mainly the music. I just used the old video, but the music is all brand new, so you get to hear it. Good one. See you guys.
Be sure to hit that like button, y'all.
Yeah, hit the like button on the way out and on the way in. Peace.
Oh, you thought I was done, bless your heart, but I'm still living rent-free, it's a work of art. Call me daddy, call me nut, call me the goat. You're paddling upstream while I'm running this boat. You say, I don't care, yet you're glued to the screen, caught up in my glow while you stay unseen. Your shade's like a breeze, it's barely a draft. Meanwhile, I'm the Picasso of roasting your ass. You say you're over me, oh how cute, but here I am, still the star of your loop. You're my biggest fans, don't even deny, so grab some popcorn when daddy goes live. Live. Call me daddy, yeah, shout it loud. King of your thoughts, I'm making you proud. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, headline act. Your background noise, and that's just a fact. Let's face the score. You hate that you love me, but you keep wanting more. You're like a dog chasing cars, you don't know why. But here you are, barking while I touch the sky. Your comments are gold, such comedy gold. Who hurt you? Oh wait, it's me, I'm told. You're keeping tabs like an unpaid intern while I'm cashing checks. When will you learn? Your timeline's a shrine to every move I make. I'd say thanks, but you're a nasty skank. Oh, Shizzy's washed up. Yeah, sure, Jan, yet here I am, the centerpiece of your plan. You hate watch my stream like it's Oscar night, but guess what, kiddos? I'm still shining bright. Call me daddy, send in your bread. I'm still rent-free in your effing head. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy on your brain. I'm your mental landlord, you can't complain. Let's keep it real. You hate that I'm winning, but you love how it feels. Oh, I'm sorry, did I break your streak? You tried to ignore me for like half a week, but daddy's too spicy, you can't look away. I'm the train wreck you need every single day. So while you're out there with your plastic clout, I'm here sipping coffee watching you freak out. You're relevant, wow, what a take. Now go rewatch my vids while I count how much I make. Like count how much I make. Call me daddy, yeah, own it now. I'm read in your brain and you don't know how. Pop a nut, shizzy daddy, let's set the bar. I'm the constellation, you're a burned out star. Embrace your role, cause I'm the main character. You're just an old ragged ass, burned out troll. So that's your bedtime story, kids tucked in sweet and snug. Shizzy daddies forever, you lose and you're stuck in the mud. Now say goodnight to Papa Nut, you're mental pain. Oh wait, you will see me tomorrow's. Agenda will see me tomorrow, same obsession, same effing thing.